What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video with your boy Thick Whips. Today we are back in the Supra. It's been a minute, man. It's been a lot of E36 M3 content lately. But today I'm bringing you guys a Supra video. Common video request that I've had recently is people want to know like everything that's done to this car. It's like a mod build list or a breakdown list. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Heading to a little spot. Let's get into it. Why don't we hop out of the car, you guys, and talk a little bit more about my 2020 Supra and the modifications that are done to it. But before we do that, today's video is, yes, you guessed it, sponsored by Manscaped. Today's video is brought to you guys by Manscaped.com, the global brand for men's grooming and hygiene products. Manscaped offers the best tools and liquid formulations for the big three odor zones: your body, your butt, and your balls. Manscaped has hooked me up with a bunch of stuff from their all-in-one Perfect Package 4.0. Let's check it out. The first thing to highlight in the Perfect Package kit is the new Lawnmower 4.0. This is Manscaped's 4th generation electric waterproof trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts on the most sensitive regions of the body. It's cordless and waterproof, so you can trim in the shower. That's super convenient and makes for really easy cleanup too. This Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer has a super smart charging system with a wireless charging dock and these little LED lights on the front to show you how much juice you have. Up to 90 minutes of use with a full charge. Tap the button on the front 3 times and it enables the travel lock feature, which is super convenient for traveling. Also included in the Perfect Package 4.0 kit are 2 products I never knew I needed until now: the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray. Simply apply the Crop Preserver after your shower for all-day body odor protection. The Crop Reviver is a convenient spritz with cooling aloe vera to quickly refresh the area whenever you need it. Manscaped didn't fall short of thinking of their disposable shaving mat called the Magic Mat. It has a ton of funny content and some hair design recommendations if you're feeling, well, ballsy. You guys, for a limited time, you get all of this plus 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free international shipping plus 2 free gifts when you use the promo code THICK at checkout. Manscaped, the perfect tools for your family jewels. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into it. She looks crazy. Straight up Batmobile. So I guess we can first talk about what the car is. It is a 2020 Toyota Supra, as most of you know. We have built the car here on this channel over the past 8 months or so. Luckily, this was a tunable version. I'm currently tuned with MHD via Pure Boost with a custom E50 map that makes about 510 wheel horsepower for the fun days, the weekends, and then I have a weekday kind of tamed down pump gas 93 octane map that makes somewhere in the mid 400s to the wheels, which honestly is a lot of power for this little car and is super fun to drive. So I think we'll just talk a little bit about the exterior first, kind of just walking around it and what exactly we are looking at. So the car obviously is in nocturnal black. I do have BC forged MLE 81 custom made wheels. These have the gold hardware, the satin black face, and then the gloss black stepped lip, wrapped in Michelin Pilot 4S's. These are 305 30s on the back and 265 35s on the front. I do actually have another alternative set of wheels at home that are in titanium silver made by Variant. They are called the Variant Radons. I also really like those wheels. It gives a nice contrast between the black, and they are in the same size as these wheels, but I have them wrapped in the Falcon Azeni RT660s, which are the same tires that I'm running on my E36 M3. Absolutely love those tires for the price. But it's nice to have a couple of different sets of wheels. I like to swap them on and off. I will be going back to the silver soon just because it's a nice little different vibe, and I really like the way that those Falcons ride. I'm running the EVS cutout fenders, which are super dope. Kind of makes it look like it has a wide body. The front rotors are actually made by Sequence. They're custom made rotors for this car. I also have Stop Tech ceramic pads in the front. I am running a Turner Motorsport stainless steel braided brake line. As far as the carbon on the car, I'm currently running the Rexpeed version 2 lip. You can get this at like A90 Shop or Speed Industry. I have the Souvenir carbon fiber side skirt extensions, which are super basic and minimal. I'm running the Souvenir carbon fiber rear spats. I am running the Street Hunter replica wing made by Souvenir. No, it is not the real one, and I'm totally okay with that. And I think this one was like half the cost of what the original was. Whole thing is carbon fiber. I had the sides paint matched to Nocturnal Black, left the top lid exposed carbon fiber. I'm running, of course, the custom American Panda Toyota Supra badges that we actually came up with. The current exhaust setup is a full Valvetronic exhaust system. The whole thing is gold. I just had the tips painted black. A little more stealth look. You can see where we have the gold hardware on here that kind of matches with the gold exhaust and some of the stuff that you guys will see in the engine bay. The car has 20% ceramic tint all the way around. Helps a lot with this North Carolina heat and sun. I am running the Motorsport hardware steel stud conversion kit, which just makes things a lot easier when you're working on the car, removing and putting on wheels. These are the carbon fiber hood vents from A90 Shop, so everyone who has an excuse to cry about non-functional vents can now shut up. I think the vent complaint is honestly hilarious. Like, this car is so damn badass. If complaining about vents is what is holding you back from buying this car, I don't really think you're in the market to buy this car anyways, if I'm being totally honest, because that is such a silly reason to not buy a car. So really, that's it for the exterior. Like, I didn't do much, and I think that that's a testament to how easy it is to make this car look absolutely amazing. Honestly, this car has just such a crazy curb appeal. Like, it legit looks like a supercar on the road. No matter where I go, car people, non-car people stop me and ask about this car. They're completely blown away by it. They break necks all the time on this thing. I want to be really clear. I'm not saying that to be like cocky or anything or like brag. It's just honestly the fact about this car, and you can ask anyone that owns a new 2020 or 2021 Toyota Supra. These cars just get a lot of attention from people, car people or non-car people, because they don't look like anything on the road. And you really don't see that many of them out there. So when people see them, they're just like, what is that? Like, they're just blown away by it. It's honestly a great conversation starter with like-minded individuals, other car enthusiasts. They often want to know like who the car is made by, what the price point is, how much horsepower it has. And I really do enjoy talking with other people about this car. It's just so interesting. Oh, we also did the reflector delete. These are by IND. And then I have the set for the back. I just never installed them, and we actually went ahead and just vinyl wrapped the back because it looks fine. I didn't feel like taking the whole bumper off to do that. But I do have them at home, so if I do ever take my rear bumper off, I will go ahead and just throw them on. I am considering getting the carbon fiber garnishes. The only problem is I really haven't seen like a quality set. I've seen a lot of issues with the carbon and the fitment, so I'm kind of like on the fence about it. I think the car just looks really good as it is, and it's so easy to overdo carbon fiber these days, where it's like, that's why I really didn't do like the mirrors or anything. I just feel like it's a slippery slope, man, and you can just go down that road of just going all carbon fiber, and I'm gonna pop the hood and you guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, here's this guy talking about too much carbon fiber and like the whole engine bay is carbon fiber. But you guys know how it is, man. You get the mod bug, you get the carbon fiber bug, and it's a slippery slope. But yeah, man, I mean, that's really it. The car's dropped on KWV3 coilovers. I love this car. I know you guys have heard me talk about it before. I've owned a lot of different cars. This is a car that will always stay in my garage. I just really hate planes today. I just don't think that for the money, like, you can get a car that is this awesome. Like, the amount of power that it makes, how easily it makes that power, and yes, how reliable they are, even though it's made by BMW, and just the way that they look. Like, these cars look, I know that looks are subjective, but I like to think that I somewhat have good taste in cars. And honestly, dude, this car looks amazing. You'll get a lot of people online that just like to talk shit and complain about the car, but honestly, those people were never in the market to buy this car anyways. But seriously, this car looks incredible. There's nothing else on the road like it in this price point. It's like 3 modifications and you can make over 500 wheel horsepower. With me building up the E36 M3 right now, I am often reminded how nice it is to have 500 wheel horsepower and how much horsepower that actually is. On the butt dyno, 500 wheel horsepower is nothing to laugh at. I came from the JDM space working on Hondas when I was younger, and it's very tough to make a lot of power with those cars unless you go big forced induction. And it honestly is like a blessing to have a car like this that is just so easy to make really, really good power. Not to mention, I think that they did a really good job with the ZF transmission in this car. It still is exciting to drive. You would think, oh, it's an automatic. You're losing all of that excitement because it's not manual, but I'll be honest with you guys, I love having the E36 M3 in manual and this in automatic. It is the perfect balance of cars, but you still get a ton of excitement using the paddles, going through the gears in this car. It legitimately feels like a race car when you are running through the paddles in this car. The shifts feel good, they're super fast, the car sounds incredible, especially with this exhaust setup. I am running a catless downpipe, also made by Valvetronic. It is for race use only, I promise. But yeah, let me show you guys the interior stuff. I really haven't done anything to the interior. I just changed the steering wheel because I could not stand the stock steering wheel. This is a custom made wheel by Aza Auto Wheel, and I also did the Keys Motorsports custom carbon fiber paddles. Aza Auto Wheel threw in some carbon trim on here. I would like to change this out to like black or something. It's just kind of gaudy, or just get rid of it altogether. Still haven't quite decided how to do that. This is a launch edition, so I do have the darker red interior, which, dude, on the black, it's mental. Like, it's such a good combination with this car. So I'm gonna do my best to remember where all of these carbon pieces are from. The engine cover is from A90 shop, full carbon fiber engine cover. I used to have the M340 engine cover on there, but just got rid of it. I wasn't really feeling it. This I got from, I believe it was FT Speed or F1, I think it's FT Speed. And it's just like a carbon fiber radiator cover. And then this ECU cover is made by NV Specialties. This company is awesome. You guys should check it out. If you have a Supra, dude, NV Specialties makes some of the coolest carbon fiber parts. And it's not just like your normal carbon fiber parts. Like, they go in and they're making these really interesting pieces that I would have never thought of to turn into carbon fiber. Shout out to those guys because they really are doing some interesting stuff. The front bar is made by, obviously, Blitz. I got that straight from Japan. Instructions and everything were in Japanese. The intake is the dry carbon fiber intake by AMS. I do have the Varus Engineering turbo heat shield. I do have an AEM meth kit. It does have boost juice in it, but I don't run it. I just leave it off. Honestly, I'm not tuned for meth, and if I were to do meth, I would run straight M1, but at the same time, super flammable, kind of sketchy, and I really enjoy the setup of just having like a simple pump gas tune and an E50 tune for when I want to go balls out. I think that that is just a easier setup. I'm not really trying to break records. I'm not trying to have the most horsepower, so numbers aren't really that important to me. Honestly, I thought it was pretty cool when I broke 500 because I had never done that in any of my cars. I know that seems like kind of silly compared to a lot of the other YouTubers out there and fast guys, but for me, I was pretty proud of it since I had never done that in any of my cars. And the fact that we did it so easily was just like mind-blowing. But yeah, for my lifestyle, I just really like having an easy pump gas tune, 93 pump gas tune, and the E50 blend tune, which makes plenty of power. Now at home, I do have the Pure 800, and then I also have the port injection kit. We are going to be doing that soon. I also have Ecutech, so I will be switching over to Ecutech. There is an FTP charge pipe, but it's not like that really adds any horsepower. Same with the intake. These are just like, honestly, cosmetic things. So I had a lot of people asking about like the tune situation and the turbo situation. God, what a long road that's been. So originally I had ordered a Pure 800. It was delayed like 5 months out. I contacted Pure. They're like, cool, we actually have the Pure 850. We can send you that now. I said, sure, let's go ahead and do the Pure 850 so I can just get it in the car and get it done. They sent me it, and I opened the box and it ended up being a Pure 800. So yeah, I do have the Pure 800. We are gonna install that, and then we are going to be doing a few different styles of tuning. I am gonna finish up what I have with MHD and Pure Boost. I do wanna get those values and that data out there for anyone who's interested in tuning with MHD with a Pure 800. And then I'm gonna be switching over to Ecutech, I believe with Mike Body. Mike Body, the Sauce King, as you guys know, he's gonna be tuning this car. I know a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just go to Ecutech in the beginning? Why are you wasting all this time with all these different tunes? For me, it's more important to give people value and data. I like trying out all of these different companies and experiencing it, so when people ask me questions of what to use, I can give them an accurate response, a good, reliable review that they can honestly trust. But yeah, that mindset wouldn't really make sense for just like your average enthusiast who is modifying their car. I totally get that. For me, it's a little bit different. And last but not least, how could I not mention the beautiful gold dress up bolts that I have in my engine bay. You're gonna see them riddled all over the place. These guys also a really cool company that are continually coming out with interesting ways to change the bolts in your engine bay and on your car to titanium in a bunch of different cool finishes. Obviously, I went with gold because that's kind of my theme. So I think that mostly wraps it up. I think that's all that I have on the car, which honestly isn't that much, you guys. Like I haven't done that much to this car, and that is really one of the biggest reasons why I think this car is so badass, is because you really don't need to do a lot to it to have just an incredible machine. I have definitely built some cars that I went super deep into building them, and it just didn't really feel like I made that much headway. But with this car, I just feel like I didn't really do that much. I mean, maybe I did quite a bit more than your average person, but I didn't do that much. And it just feels like it's come so far with such little effort. I really do think that these cars are becoming a bit more noticeable to enthusiasts because the B58 is proving itself. And people are waking up and realizing how much power these put out, how easily they make the power, and how they do so reliably. Once you get to about the mid 6s, 700s, then you need to start thinking about building the transmission. If you are someone who's into drag racing, then built axles would also be on that list. But yeah, you guys, I hope that helped you out. Anyone who's looking for any of the modifications on my car, remember, I always have them linked down below in the description or on my website, www.thickwhips.com. Any build that I've ever done, I list all my stuff on the website, tire sizes, wheel sizes, the whole nine. So if you guys are looking for information or anything like that, make sure you check that out. But that is officially the build list on the 2020 Thick Whip Supra. Anyways, guys, I know we've been making a ton of E36 M3 content lately, so thank you if you are a Supra fan and you've just been like kind of hanging out, waiting for the Supra videos to resume again. I promise I have more Supra content in the pipeline. We have been waiting for a few things with the Pure 800 install. That's why you haven't seen it yet. I am gonna be out of town for a week next week, so when I get back, we are gonna be doing the Pure 800 install. We are gonna be doing the port injection. We are gonna be doing the tuning. It's going to be a really fun series. I'm excited to see this car making some really good power, and we are also going to be having the transmission built. That is something that I've wanted to do. Just trying to figure out which package I want to do, probably like 1 or 0, whatever makes the most sense. But I think that with this car and the horsepower levels that we're going to be at, I just think it makes sense to have the trans built. That's like the right way to do it. And eventually I will get built axles for it as well. Even though I'm not really like a big drag racer, I just think that having the built axles is wise anyways. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring today's video. I appreciate every single one of you. And just like that, this video is over. We're out. Peace.